everyone, welcome back to Studio 33 Art by Kay. Today I'm going to be doing a canvas which is 20 inches by 20 inches or 50.8 centimetres by 50.8 centimetres. I've actually taped off the back. I'll just quickly show you, just around the edges, just so that will keep the back nice and clean and tidy from any paint that might drip underneath. And I've also sprayed the back with some water, just from a little pistol grip that I've got, just to help to tighten up the canvas. Sometimes the canvases will be a little bit saggy, and if you spray the back of them with some water, it tightens up the weave. So that's just a little tip there for you. Today I'm going to do a split base. I'm going to do half white, half black. I'm going to use the Eraldo paints, which I'm going to use the white and the Eraldo black. Both have been mixed with Australian Floetrol. If you haven't got Australian Floetrol, you can use the US Floetrol mixed with a little bit of water. It's just a little bit thicker than the Australian, and people still get wonderful results and great sells for that. So don't hesitate to use the US Floetrol. I'm going to do, first of all, like a vine through the middle of it. And then I'm going to do some blooms, and they're all going to be just in these pinks that I've got. I'm going to use the Pouring Master Strawberry Red Metallic Pearl. It's very thin, and so I'm going to put it down first in the hope that it will, when I blow it out with the hairdryer, that it will spread and thin out, because I want that really sheer look around the edges. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm certainly going to give it a try. So I'll go through the colours as I go, and I also will list those in the description box below. But just before I do that, I'd just like to thank all of those of you who have subscribed to my channel so far. And if you haven't already, if you would like to do that, that would be fantastic. I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So without further ado, I'm going to lay down my base and then I'll come back. Okay, so we're back again. As you can see, I've laid black on one side, white on the other. Just going to use my heat embossing tool just to burst any of these bubbles I can see in the white paint and the black paint. And I can see I've just missed a little bit on the edge here, so I'll just grab my spatula and just pick up a bit more of the white. Make sure you've got all your edges covered. And that way, when you blow the paint with your hairdryer, it's already got a nice neat edge for it to flow over. I'm going to now lay down 3 different greens, and I'm going to blow them out with some black cell activator and some white cell activator on there. So the first colour I'm putting down is the Global Green Deep. I'm just going to do a thin strip all the way through, followed by the Eraldo Green Light, which is a really nice green, just as a bit of a contrast between the two. Then I'm putting down the Pouring Masters Green Apple Metallic Pearl, which is absolutely gorgeous colour. Now the Pouring Masters is a pouring paint, so it's quite thin compared to the others, but that does help to create some cells, so that's why I put that on top. And I'm just going to put a little bit of the Global Black Cell Activator. This has just been mixed with Australian Floetrol to consistency, where when it's drizzled back into the cup, it bounces back on the stick after about 4 seconds, I should say. And I'm going to put a little bit of the Pouring Masters Luster Pearl. Now it's not mixed up as a cell activator, but it does help to create cells. It is, again, quite a thin paint. So we'll see what we get. I'm not blowing this part out with the blow dryer. I'm just going to blow this out with a straw. So just excuse me for a sec. Now this is just a paper straw that's come from the supermarket, and I've just flattened out one end. So this is going to be my little vine, so to speak, and I have managed to get myself in the paint there. Put a bit more paint on there. And just actually blow it with the hairdryer, get it over the edge. So those colours are blending beautifully. Really lovely. Okay, so now I'm going to do the blooms. So the first colour I'm putting down, as I say, is the Pouring Master Strawberry Red, which is a pouring paint or pre-mixed. So I want to put that down first in the hope that it will spread and go sheer. I don't know if that's going to work for me. So I'm just going to do several blooms along the length of my little vine, so to speak. So I'll do one here. So I want a fair bit. And then another one about mid-range. And I can add some more in after if I decide I want to. I'll put plenty of that. Then I'm putting down the Eraldo Magenta, which is a transparent. Again, hopefully that will go sheer once I blow it out. Lots of plans, but what actually happens is two different things. And this is another of the Pouring Masters Ready to Pour. It's the True Red Metallic Pearl. Won't put as much of that one. Just chosen different shades of pink, just to give a bit of contrast. And this one is the Eraldo Metallic Magnolia, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's a semi-transparent. It's a little bit thicker, so hopefully that will sort of stay more in the middle. It's actually like a colour shift or interference paint, this one. It goes from a beautiful pink to sort of almost a violet sort of colour. Then I'm going to add some of the Pouring Masters Ready to Pour acrylic pouring paint 24 karat gold, which gives beautiful lacing. So hopefully that will create some cells as well. And then lastly, I'm going to lay down some of the Ready to Pour Special Effects Pouring Paint Red Interference Pearl. So that should give us some of that sort of colour shift effect, particularly on the black. The colour shift or the interference colours really show up well on black. So I'm hoping that when they dry, that is. At the moment it just looks like white, but once that dries it'll have a beautiful interference effect. And as I say, on the black it really shows up a lot better. Now I'm going to just burst some bubbles. So now I'm just going to put some of the Global Black Cell Activator into the middle of that. Now I'm going to get my hairdryer. This particular hairdryer, I like the aperture on there. It blows out quite well, and it also has a cold setting and also low and fast speed. So I always just put it on the slow one, because that's enough. So, okay, so I think I'll blow the bottom one out first because I've got a bit more space, and just see how it blows out. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to put a little bit more paint around each of those, just to help them move when you go to blow them out. And put a little bit more of the white down this end as well. Although there's a lot more white on there, so I don't think I'll have a problem with the white moving. But I'll just put a little bit more on there. You can see that my green vine is on the edge of all of these, so that should look quite pretty. So here we go, wish me luck. Well, that's looking lovely so far. I'm really losing all my vine. It's coming through on the petals, but anyway, that's all right. There's something in there. Try and dig that out. A lump of something. Okay, next one. Well, they're quite lovely. I've lost most of my vine, a little bit here, and a little bit in between. So next time I might do that a bit differently. Probably won't take it the whole way. I'll just sort of do a bit at the each end, and probably if I'd done smaller blooms, it would have been okay. If I'd done little tiny ones, then they could have been dispersed along the vine. But because these are so big, you know, obviously they've taken over. But I'm loving how the colours have come out. The gold is beautiful. I can see that interference, what's it called, red interference there. At the moment it looks a bronzy colour, but once that dried, it will have that beautiful interference red look about it. So now I'm just going to, I feel like I want something up here. So I'll do just another little bloom up there. Make it much smaller. And a little bit of the interference. And some cell activator. Right, so now I'm just going to put some definition into the petals here. So you're literally just taking a bamboo skewer and just drawing it through and creating petals where you think that they might be. And then I usually do a little swirly bit in the middle. Really pretty up there. And should we do something down here as well? Kind of feel like there needs to be a bit of green up there. Might just put a little green leaf just on the edge. Just going over the edge. I'll just blow those out with a straw, if I can get to them. And just draw a bit of shape into them. That's pretty. And draw a bit of shape into my bit of vine that's gone very wayward. It's a good idea. These are just beautiful. All those cells and lacing in there. I'm not liking what's going on here, but there's not much I can do about it really. I don't want to blow it out again. Okay. Why don't I put a little bit here and just have a go at blowing it out again, just a little bit. What can I lose? Great composition, that's what. Sometimes you just have to be a bit brave. Or maybe stupid, I'm not quite sure which. Oops. And a bit of cell activator. Now let's see what we get. Could be very interesting. I think I would have been better off blowing that whole one out again rather than trying to do that. It hasn't blown very well at all. So I'm just going to put paint on top and blow it out again. I might end up with a muddy mess, but it might turn out great too. So here we go. In for a penny, in for a pound, as they say. paint will be quite thick, but I do find these paints dry quite well thick, and it's quite cool at the moment, so it will take a while to dry. So I think I'll be all right. It won't crack. Fingers crossed. And a little bit of white. Cell activator. And we'll see what happens. It's not too bad. A lot of paint going on over here. So I'll just get some shape into that again. Just wishing this was half the size. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my spatula, and I'm cutting half that off. Seeing as it's so close to the edge, I think I'm going to be able to drag that off and still keep it looking quite nice. So here we go. Start from about here. I'm just going to wipe that off a bit. Get rid of some of that black from the cell activator. Clean it up a bit. Wipe it off the sides. Pour some more white back on. Spread that with my spatula. Just make sure the sides are covered still. Some fresh paint there. And now I'm just going to gently blow those edges out, hopefully. That's much better. And now I'll just do a bit of a twirly bit coming out of there, like that. Bring some shape in. I'll just fix up my edges, and I'll also use my little spatula here to wipe any drips off from underneath, because the drips will continue to drag your paint off as it's drying. So I will make sure I get rid of all my drips from underneath, and all the sides are covered, and yeah, we'll just let it dry and see how we go. So hopefully you've enjoyed that one. Sorry it went a bit longer than usual, but yeah, it's very pretty anyway. All right, I'll bring you down for a close-up. Here we are coming down for the close-up. There are parts of this that I love. I really love this flower here. I think she's beautiful. I love the gold and all the different coloured pinks. When they're dry, it's going to be very shimmery because I've got some metallics in there and also some colour shift. This guy I'm not loving as much, the dark black there that was coming through. I don't know if it was coming up from over in the base or whether it's actually coming from Cell Activator. And there's my vine at the top there. I'm not loving how I've mixed the green and black through here, but you know, some people would love that, so that's cool. And I do love my little flower over in the corner here with the green leaves, which I think are very pretty. I'm loving the cells that I've got in the lacing, particularly the lacing on this one here, which is just lovely. So that's that for that one today, guys. So I'll see you back here in Studio 33 in the not too distant future. Until then, stay safe. Bye-bye.